We have seen a surge in violent political threats and some actions. We're also seeing at the ballot box midterm voters rejecting extremism and those who have minimized violence or defended the insurrection. That includes the election denialism that has become really a part of the right-wing echo chamber of Republican politics, something that many would have thought unthinkable a few years back. And there's all the talk about polarization as well. Here is what Bill Maher told us here on The Beat before the election.
I think we're in a cold civil war in this country. I've asked, what is the next civil war we're going to have look like? And of course, it's not going to look like the last one, because it's not like we're neatly on two sides of a border that with armies that are going to fight each other. It's going to look like this. It's going to look like attacks on different people.
That is one view and warning of an issue that is tough to even talk about. Tough to figure out how do we both confront and face down the people who would use violence or so-called vigilantism to change our country or take our democracy without echoing it too much. And how do we make sure we understand where this fits in to our history, which itself, as we all know, has become another battlefield for some, a place to do politics. But an accurate understanding of history and how America has functioned for all people includes understanding that violence and state-backed terrorism and anti-race, anti-black violence are all a part of our history. That's why we always try, in reporting you the news, we try to get a whole range of views so you can get as much information from as many sources as possible. Consider what Ebro Darden told us. He's a radio host. He's over at Apple Music, and he's also someone who has a lot of interesting and thoughtful ideas about our politics. He emphasized recently, this is who we are.
Even right now, people who saw January 6th will fix their lips and say, this is not who we are. What are you talking about? We just saw it on television. It's clearly who we are. Donald Trump wins presidency. This is not who we are. Did you go to the rallies? Police kill black men in the streets. This is not who we are. It's been who we are since inception, since day one.
Who we are and who we want to be. Let's bring in someone who's done a great deal of work on all of this with a historical and nonpartisan lens. Documentarian Ken Burns, acclaimed for documentaries that include the Civil War and the Central Park Five. He has a new book titled Our America, A Photographic History. Welcome back, Ken.
It's great to be back, Ari. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We put those two thoughts together for your reaction about understanding our history, which can inspire and enlighten, but also doesn't always tell us the greatest things about our approach to people, equality, democracy. What do you think about those comments, and anything you want to say about the part of the midterms that showed a rejection, at least, of the insurrection politics?
Yeah, no, I think that's right. I agree more with Darden. I think he's got it right. This is who we've always been. And this book is an attempt to lay that out. But I think if we get seduced in politics and political discussion by a kind of binary relationship, once an acolyte of the great progressive journalist and historian I.F. Stone came up to him, disappointed that he admired Thomas Jefferson for all the obvious reasons that we don't need to go into. And Stone said, he's great because history is not melodrama, it's tragedy. You know, in melodrama, all villains are perfectly villainous and all heroes are perfectly virtuous. In tragedy, in life, in the way they are, they're a mixture of those things. And so I think sometimes it takes art, and I'm suggesting in this case, the kind of photographer's lens, to see that it's neither and both. We are all these things. We are in a fourth great crisis, the Civil War, the Depression, the Second World War. This one in which all of those great crises, no one ever thought about voting. No one thought about the peaceful transfer of power. Nobody thought about an independent judiciary, but we're sure thinking about it now. And we have to remember that our Civil War, as was said, was not really, as Bill was saying, was not really a civil war. It was a sectional war. It was one part of the country against the other. Our revolution was much more of a civil war. So we've been in these places before, but we haven't seen what's unprecedented is the level of the division. And yet at the same time, we've seemed to have taken a pause. And what the book is an attempt to do is to say, our America, that's inclusive. You know, I firmly believe that I've been given a great gift. I've spent the last nearly 50 years making films about the U.S., but I've also been making films about us, Ari, meaning the lowercase two-letter plural pronoun, all the intimacy of us and all of the majesty, the complexity, the contradiction, and the controversy of the United States. And within that space, and echoing back and forth, is an ability to kind of tolerate some of these things. And so the book's an attempt to show us in all of our glory, in our grief, in our tragedy, in our lighter moments, in play, in politics, in loss, in victory, all of those things, because they come in very strange and interesting measures. And I think as we try to calibrate today, sometimes we have to actually just leave it to art. Our art, remember, is 1 and 1 equaling 3. Politics is 1 and 1 equals 2. Always. But what I think we yearn for is that moment when we have a kind of transcendent relationship to the, how should we put it, the course of human events.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber. Thanks for watching The Beat. I wanted to let you know I'm writing a foreword to the January 6th committee's full report, which is coming out soon from HarperCollins. You can go pre-order the book right now, and it'll come to you first when the report comes out in the fall or whenever the government releases it. Just search Melber Jan 6th on Amazon or your favorite independent book site and click pre-order. You'll be the first to get both the report and my new piece on the coup conspiracy. You can also go to melberbook.com and order it there.